Yeah, so I think our technology is well ahead of what people know. I mean, I know it's well ahead of what people understand or think where we are significantly. Because just where I was, right place, right time, I saw some of that. And yeah, there's technology out there that I think would blow people's minds if they knew that we had that capability. I mean,
any examples?
Yeah, the drone technology we have is pretty significantly better than people think.
Right now, as we speak, there's this mystery drone craze. I would say clearly that some of these are not man-made, but
Sure.
that depends on your priors and understanding of a lot of the kind of weirder stuff. But what did you see, and what do you think we are capable of on the drone front?
I think what we're seeing, just my opinion, we're seeing our technology and drones respond to something that's not ours.
Are there any drones disguising themselves as other objects that seem prosaic? Have you seen anything like that?
Yes, there's technology that can be disguised to look like ordinary things that are drones and ISR surveillance type platforms.
That's pretty amazing. And so are the things, I'm assuming the things themselves are not shape-shifting. They are...
No, not that I saw.
Yeah, they're creating a signature that resembles something more kind of ordinary.
Sure, yeah, it's there to make you think it's something else. I mean, it looks like a local thing that would be normal to anybody.
So I've been in the United States military for about 20 years. I'm currently stationed in New Jersey. I don't want to get into specifics with my job, but I work with sensitive sensors, and I work with the crews who use those out in the field.
And like with the sensors, are these on or jets?
They can be on a lot of different things, but on jets and ground equipment too.
Have you ever had an experience with a UAP type craft?
So I haven't had any personal experience myself, but I know for a fact that something's going on here.
I know you can't say a lot, but can you tell me about any of the encounters you've heard other pilots have?
And so some of the crew that have gone out, they have mentioned many things that they've seen, but the one that really sticks out and gives me goosebumps even now is one afternoon, the air crew were out and they got tasked with investigating something that popped up on radar. As they got closer to it, they were just in visual range of it, and they mentioned that if it's spherical and metallic, which is really confusing. I mean, in all my experience, I don't know what spherical could be flying in the air. Then they were tasked to get closer to get a better visual range. They had everything on their sensors, but they couldn't tell what it was. They got closer, and as they got closer, all of their sensors malfunctioned at the same time. All the communications malfunctioned at the same time. And at the same time, the object, whatever it was, escaped to the east over the ocean, and just left the air crew in the dust.
How fast was it going?
They said ridiculously fast. So I've never seen all of the equipment go out like that. If equipment was to go out like that, it would mean that, like a jet, that means it would be completely without power.
Oh, weird. Yeah. Still had power, but it was the sensors that could detect it that went out.
Yep.
Okay, that's weird.
When the air crew came back, we were talking to them, and the one guy just looked white as a ghost, and he had no idea what he had seen. He was just very visibly shaken.
I mean, I know people always use that expression, white as a ghost. Like, what does that look like?
It looks like he was about to pass out. Like he just had no blood in his face. Just very scary. Very scary.
These are probably seasoned people.
Trained crew members, yes.
Yeah.
And when was that experience? What year?
This was actually last year.
Last year.
So this is before the media and people started looking this direction. Well before.
So that's the thing. All the media now is just focused on the drones that people are seeing now. This has been going on for well over a year now.
What do you think the drones are?
In my opinion, with what I know, I believe the drones are definitely U.S. government. And I believe the reason that there's so many of them now is we can't cover everything with our ground stations, our mobile crews, and aircraft.
So you're saying that they're military and they're up there, but they're there to survey and look for these other strange crafts like the orbs?
That's what my thought is, yes. These things tend to disappear when you get close to them, when you're trying to record them. When you're getting any data on them, that means you can't really protect their airspace. What better way to protect your airspace than to have a lot of drones and as much coverage as possible to scare them away.
Okay.
What do you think they're detecting? What are they looking for?
They're probably looking, number one thing I would be looking for is any weapon systems, any kind of heat signature.
There's a lot of people, multiple people saying it's China, there's a mothership off the ocean, and you're saying that you don't think it's that at all.
0% chance. There's no way that a foreign adversary would be flying drones in our airspace like this.
I don't know anything about aircraft, but what do you think these orbs are?
I have no idea what is spherical, what could be moving that fast. That's made this world. It's just thousands of years ahead of where we're right now. I would say, I mean, like it's way beyond us. There's no way it's us.
What do you think the ocean has to do with this? Do you think there's a connection?
Yeah. Like, why the ocean?
I really don't think that water is going to stop something that can travel that way. So what better way to move around than to be in the water?
Can you talk a little bit about what happened just a few weeks ago with the Coast Guard ship?
12 drones were following it in the water in the Atlantic Ocean.
And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
The captain wasn't sure where they're coming from. They tried to communicate with hand signals with lights, and they got no communication. They were just followed. When they reported it, the White House's response was, well, they probably misidentified it for aircraft. This is a seaman captain on a ship. Like, this is their job. And then you had the event at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia last year, too.
A year ago today, roughly, Langley Air Force Base was taken offline by drones.
For 2 weeks, Langley had drone incursions, and they was the type of technology that our radar didn't detect them arriving.
Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their homes as if to say, hey, we know where you are.
There's been a lot of military units that have been moved into the state over the past year to try to figure out what's going on.
We are about to go start exploring this kind of general area. Do you have like any recommendations where we should go tonight?
We will listen.
Off the top of my head, Wharton State Forest, that's basically the center of the New Jersey Pine Barrens. Just to the west of Wharton State Forest, you have abandoned Nike silos that were used during the Cold War. So a lot of activity, but it's also very depopulated. And there's always a ton of rumors and stories from those woods. They are really creepy.